comfortable on the couch?
Yeah, this is better.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
old. Last
I don't
time
really know
sat
where-
like this, and then I would have to turn my head like that for an hour, and by the end of it, I was like, "Ow! Like I'm 30."
My neck hurts right now from that.
I'm
It
like-
still hurts. I'm not joking.
No, I did. Yeah, I was literally
Yeah.
sore. I woke up the next day and I was like, "Oh, it's one of these days where like a man must have broken into my house last night and punched me."
Couch is
repeatedly."
comfortable though. It feels good. But
Yeah, just the turning
Yeah.
of your head.
yeah.
I'm old.
I don't know if this is gonna work for me. I was thinking like maybe I could
That's why I
just
was
like
thinking I should go. over
maybe
there.
I could lay on the floor.
Yeah, but I feel like you're too mobile.
Yeah, but I could. But this is like the ultimate ADHD stance: is to
Is it?
just be laying on the floor talking. But yeah, you guys didn't hear that because again, no mic. But
No mic.
to the viewers at home, I'm currently laying on the floor. Don't look at him. Look at me.
Look at me.
Okay?
I
Don't
can't
look
even
at
see
him.
that far, so joke's on you. Dude, my dad is like, he's literally like the most stereotypical Italian person you ever meet in your entire life. He has a cigar in his mouth, like literally all day, 24/7. He smokes like 4 of them a day, as well,
Jeez.
which is insane. But he also always has one in his mouth. But he also carries around, since he has them in his mouth all the time. He just has like 15 cigars on him all the time.
Yeah.
So everywhere we go, he gives people cigars like they're like fucking candy. I'm like, people don't just want cigar, but they do. People love it. Like you give them just a random, like it'll be some like, like 20-year-old kid. He's like handing him like a fucking full body, like big ass cigar that you would have to like, a normal person would have to like sit down to smoke or else they would vomit.
Yeah.
But my dad just, yeah, my dad's, driving in the car puffing on like 2 of them. I'm like, okay, like I would be unconscious. He's like, this doesn't even get in my lungs. I'm like, okay.
All right, so the podcast is officially starting. So
Are we doing it?
respectfully, respectfully shut the fuck up, Jesse.
Hello, your computer has virus.
Bomb has been planted. I am on my way. Fatality.
You must construct additional pylons.
Counter. Headshot.
Gamers, welcome back to the pod. My name is Based Justice.
And I'm Bam, and I have 6 M's in my name.
Six
And I'm
of
sitting
them.
in front of you now. Which
You
is
are.
nice. I feel very much more. I feel more intimate with you now.
Do you?
Yeah, I can make eye contact without
Yeah.
severe pain.
Well, you're taller than me, so like I
That's true.
feel right to be lower than you anyway. Not that it's like some
where
like,
I belong.
totem pole, like but yeah, this is the Mostly Negative podcast. What is our podcast anyway? What is the Mostly Negative podcast?
It's a platform where 2 individuals,
Strong, straight men.
strong. Are we? The second part?
Go.
Yeah, no, it's just like a loose, conversation piece. We actually, we have somewhat of a structure this time. We've
Yeah,
taken
kind of.
constructive. Well, yeah, we're. I mean, I think as we do this more, I think that
Yeah.
we'll have more ideas of like, oh, okay, we'll have like a flow
Yeah.
of things. I mean, I'm sure we're still just
Yeah.
gonna doing what we're doing right now. Which
Well,
is
this past
mindlessly
week-
talking.
Minus the talking?
No, mindlessly talking.
Mindlessly talk. Oh, of course. I feel like that it's hard to like not make it that like with us.
Just a Discord call.
Yeah. Just
Just
this is a
2
Discord call.
A
the
2 a.m.
podcast.
Discord.
Oh,
fucking
shit.
schizo
That's
call.
an idea.
Yeah, that is. That could be another Discord.
Yeah.
I mean, another podcast.
We'll do 2. Fuck it. We'll specifically get wireless Razer headsets so we have like that crunchy audio.
Yeah, and like when you
I
walk
actually
by
like
the
that.
microwave, and
Yeah,
it like
yeah.
goes in and out and stuff. Yeah. Hear you pissing in the toilet. That's always a good feature.
That's actually a great idea. What the fuck? But yeah, so this week has been a big week for the podcast because we have officially posted our first episode.
It's out.
We've gotten a lot of feedback on it. And originally, our idea with the podcast was we wanted to just record a few episodes, throw them in the bank, and then set a schedule just so in case we get lazy, we don't fuck it up. But the last episode, we kind of talked about some, Pal World and upcoming stuff that seemed like it was really like the hotness. And so we've decided to push that up.
Yeah, fuck it. We're doing it live.
We're doing it like extra live now.
Yeah,
So
this is pretty much just
fuck
Twitch now.
preparation.
We'll have a live chat going
Yeah.
the whole time. No, yeah. I mean, I think like you said, I think we realize that some of the things we will be talking about will be pertinent and time sensitive. So like we don't want to release our Pal Wars episode.
Yeah.
Fucking
it's already done.
a month later.
It's already dying.
Yeah, game's
It
dead.
actually
Game's dead.
is already
Yeah,
dying.
I mean that's how every game. That's why you want to be like the week of
Yeah.
talking about the game until everyone discovers that they hate it and they move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So like we got to be in there on the on the
Absolutely.
hotness.
Yeah.
For when we do talk about that. I think a lot of what we're talking about will be, like fucking Nosgoth,
old days,
fucking old bullshit.
Playing
that nobody-
Nosgoth. We got a lot of feedback on that.
Yeah,
Can I get some
Nosgoth,
Nosgoth rising up in the chat? Jesse is fucking
Yeah.
going crazy. Oh, there's a dumbass going down the one-way street. You fucking idiot.
It's tough. It's tough to figure out which way the one way.
Life is hard.
It is. It's
but
tough.
driving is not. It's very easy, in fact.
But so speaking of our segments, though,
Yeah.
dude, do we want to get into our first segment then? The nobody cares. Nobody cares.
So tell me about this segment because I'm.
Yeah,
you know,
well, so this is where we'll talk about something, personal
Yeah.
and about us, and makes sense just to call it "Nobody
Yeah.
Cares" because
Do I just tell a story?
nobody does. Well, I think
Are
I
you
will.
gonna ask me something?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, what would be like a cool gaming story? I'm prefacing this. I have one
Yeah.
in mind. If
A
you don't
cool
have
gaming
something,
story?
yeah, something that comes to mind that's like a cool, like something that's-
Personal.
yeah, that happened, something that was, different that happened in a game that you feel like was, due to the nature of the game, not just like, oh, we were in, open chat and I called some kid a fucking, and it was funny.
I think I would have to throw it back to DayZ because DayZ was
DayZ
like
is
that
always the OG.
ultimate first survival sandbox. Not like that it really was like the first, but
I think it was just like the social experiment.
yeah,
It was like the first social experience in a game.
yeah. When I first got killed in that game, I was like, "Wait, what? People kill each other in this game?
Why is my screen black?
yeah."
You mean I have to restart? I don't
I'm
get that stuff
bleeding.
again?
But yeah, so when I played DayZ and I played with a clan, I built a clan actually because cult gaming. Just because I've always been a go-getter, just back then I was
Just doing-
go-getting
just
fucking
doing and-
meaningless
doing and
shit
getting.
like a clan. You know what?
Doing and getting.
Oh yeah, doing and getting.
Yeah.
And we started a clan and we would just fucking go ravage servers. I think one of my most memorable times in that no one should care about is we had set up this event called Bambi Boxing. Now, a Bambi in DayZ is a player that just died. They're fresh, new on the server. All they have is a t-shirt, pants, and shoes, and some batteries.
You're the best person to harass.
Exactly.
Too. Like you don't
Yeah.
want the geared guy. You want the person who's just trying to experience the game.
Yes.
You want
Yeah.
to crush them into the ground and make sure that
Absolutely.
they don't ever
Yeah,
play
for no reason.
Yeah, you want to
'Cause it's
remove
fun.
the player base.
Yeah.
of the game you love.
So we would go around and gather Bambis. We'd hold them at gunpoint and be like, "Stop, or we're gonna kill you."
Yep, and go back to
but
the
we
loading screen.
Yeah, yeah. Lobby them.
Yeah.
But we had set up this event where it's like, hey, we're going to take you to the top of this hospital and you are going to fight other Bambis and whoever went fighting to the death and whoever wins, we'll give you some gear and we'll send you on your way.
So this is you guys are like charitable.
Yeah, we were, of course. Yeah, we weren't evil. No,
This is nice. We're
yeah,
beneficial.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to ruin someone's fun and boost someone else's.
Yeah.
So just a little exchange of
I think-
joy.
I think that DayZ did a great job of that though, like because that was always my favorite. Like I hated. I mean, obviously I did it too, and that was also a part of the fun, like the griefing of just like killing on sight. But nothing was better than when you actually got like held up and someone like
Yeah.
fucking made you drop your shit, and they
Yeah.
like had a fucking little shtick going and stuff. Like especially back then. Like now it's a
Yeah.
little like played out.
Is
It's
it
like,
not? Oh, it is.
Well, it's just that everybody does. You've experienced it,
Yeah.
But back then that was the first time that somebody
Yeah.
could like actually be like, fucking put your stuff on the ground,
There's like
fucking,
animations.
Yeah, like you could, like be forced to do some, like fucking drop your gun, fucking move
Yeah.
in here, let me, fucking whatever, walk in backwards, whatever they had going. It was cool to like role play that sort of stuff and like
yeah.
get that in a game. But yeah, I think fucking DayZ was the beginning of that.
Yeah.
That fucking, the let's-
Social experience.
yeah, but they
and
didn't even have the stuff they have
experiment.
now, though. I mean, now they have crazy. You fucking put bags on their head and shit, and fucking make them
Okay.
handcuff. Yeah, you can put it
Oh,
like you
shit.
can literally put like the burlap sack on their fucking head, and their screen goes black and stuff
shit,
like
that's
that.
so
Yeah, so you
cool.
can like fully abduct people.
I feel
and
like I
stuff.
should play that again. I
DayZ?
feel like it is like an old man game now that I think about it.
I think DayZ is. I actually other old man games. I think Escape from Tarkov. I would
Yeah.
also categorize as an
Dude.
old man game. It's like an old gun guy game.
Ugh,
Yeah, like
I don't know.
I mean, there's definitely
Yeah.
gamers, but
Yeah.
the game it doesn't hurt to play slow. If anything,
Yeah.
it's a benefit of it. So like you can be like tactical and you don't have to
Yeah.
be like fucking lose your mind. And there's also people who just kind of like chill out and play it.
Yeah.
You know, like it is obviously like borderline a horror game at some points, but
yeah.
you know,
Game is terrifying.
yeah.
It's based
But
on
you know,
Stalker,
yeah, it's got that
so-
same vibe. You know,
Yeah.
like kind of chill, like you know, looting some fucking boxes.
Yeah.
You know, now Tarkov has VoIP too, so VoIP
Yeah,
is a thing.
yeah,
People
that is
talk in
awesome.
Tarkov and shit like that.
I just don't think like I could like I see you guys in there and like I am jealous, but like I don't think I could like enter that game and play as casually as I wish like I could play. It's like holy fuck, like you guys have so much knowledge and also like
It
you're
is a
grinding
knowledge.
all day.
Yeah, it is a
It's
knowledge.
like-
it is a knowledge game.
But you know, back to the Bambi boxing is actually a crucial point in our storyline. I don't know if you realize that.
Is that where you met
We met our friend Mikkel,
the creator?
the creator, the creator of us.
the apparition in our brains.
We'll go over this sometime, but in our whole gamer lore, me and Dylan are actually just we're a figment of this man that goes by Mike. We're a figment of his imagination after he had a mental breakdown.
Yeah. He's been in an asylum for a very long time, and
Yes.
this is all just
Yeah.
you know in his head.
Well, you knew him.
Well, I met Mike and Daisy as well.
Yeah.
You know, Daisy was also fucking our origin story, but same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
fucking
And he introduced me to you.
yeah. Well, that was when I went to boot camp,
Yeah.
and you
That's right.
and you fucking, and then I came back, and he's like, "Here's my friend Helix."
Yeah.
Come to
we
my,
were just playing
come to
Chivalry
my
back
team
then.
speak.
Yeah.
And then I
Come to
went in
our
there, and then
TeamSpeak, yeah.
and then I was toxic. Like Mike is super nice and personable, and like friends with everybody. And I came in there, I was like, I hate all these people. I'll only be in here.
I feel
if
like
I can
we
be
got
in a
along.
channel. Yeah,
Like right at the beginning. I
well,
don't
we
know-
immediately dropped like 80% of your fucking.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not talking to
Dylan
these
joined.
people.
Dylan joined the TeamSpeak, and we would just hang out in admin channels all day. And
Yeah,
our
we
TeamSpeak was pretty big, and we would all just hang out. And then one day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this clan. I'm not paying for this shit. I'm gonna have a 3-man TeamSpeak,
Yeah.
and I kicked everyone out.
Yeah,
And it was just us from then on in.
yeah. No, that was I think I was a lot more
Yeah.
volatile back then. I was a lot less tolerable. I don't know that I
Well,
am tolerable now.
you've like, I mean,
Yeah, I've become
we
much.
could go.
nicer.
We could go into
Yeah,
that
that
maybe
could
like
be a
later.
whole-
But like, yeah, I think like you're like, like.
I'm a
I mean,
human.
I've always really liked you. You know, you've always we've been. Mike introduced me to you, and then we've been online friends for about 10 years now, and now
Yeah.
we're IRL friends.
Yeah.
You've moved to my home, and we're
I live in your house.
you're my husband now. So
It's pretty much it's a love
Yeah.
Daisy love story.
yeah, it's pretty easy to swallow.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but that I think that really kind of concludes my gaming story. That is like my peak moment probably. Not that like maybe not like my peak moment, but it's one
well,
of the
I think it's one of the
cruxes.
most butterfly effects.
Yeah.
That was
Yes.
what because I was going to tell the same thing about
Yeah.
because it's the same thing. Like those kind of stories are crazy to have because because of that game.
Yeah.
Like that one interaction in a game was fucking
Yeah.
like a shattering effect on everybody's lives. Like
Yeah.
like what the trajectories our lives went.
Yeah.
Like having that who's to say maybe we would have met another group of people and played with
Mm-hmm.
them too, but I mean because of DayZ that created essentially our group of people we game with.
Yes.
And like for me, I moved all around the country. Like I always had like Mike, you and Mike, like everywhere I fucking people were like, what do you? Oh my god, I got fucking like just hop in Discord or whatever. Like that
Yeah.
was it. Like fucking like everywhere. It was kept that hobby going. I know for me, like if I didn't have like a group to play with,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stuck with it. I probably would have got
Yeah.
because I was always like like I liked being in like I was like, oh, this is cool. Like you got like a fucking
Yeah.
like doing the the online experience of it. It was the same thing, like I said, when we talked about fucking gaming. Like, I wanted nothing to do with it
Yeah.
until the 360. And I was like, oh, wait,
Exactly.
I can fucking
Yeah.
PvP online and fucking be in this game.
Yeah.
Like, that was my shit.
I guess that kind of makes me think about it too, and especially with my origin story that we went over last week. You
Yeah.
know, I was like an on and off gamer, and now that I think about it, I wonder if
That's
if I
the
didn't
hook.
meet you and Mike, like maybe
Would I be a
would have been
productive
normal.
human?
Like I
Yeah.
would, I would have a job.
Would I have like a skill sets and stuff and be good at different things?
If I put those 2,000 hours into something else. By the way,
2,000?
I
More than that. That's one game.
Shh, quiet,
Yeah,
quiet.
it is.
Oh, by the way, I was listening to you and Jesse's conversation yesterday about how Jesse has,
Like 8,000 hours? No, you have
Yeah, he has-
like 6,000 hours, 4,000 hours. I don't know.
he has 9,000 hours in Tarkov, and that is about 360 days.
That's
So-
but leaving the game open and stuff like
But
that. Yeah. Because those games.
I feel like some of that is capped, Jesse.
Yeah,
I feel like you're kind of fucking lying to us.
Well,
So-
most of those, no, people, I would say a lot of people leave games open.
Yeah.
Like for example, bring Mike's fucking, if you look at Mike's games and stuff, like he doesn't,
Yeah.
if you look at his Steam profile, a game is always open. On
Well, you
his
know that
fucking Steam.
you know why he does that, right?
So he's always in the
He's
game.
he's done it out of spite.
Just to,
Because Mike once was tricked into playing Dota,
yeah.
and
He
this
need-
is a long time
he
ago.
wants to hide his
he was
fucking
tricked into
hours.
playing Dota, and he, as a prank, got accidentally addicted to
As
it.
a
We both
prank,
did. We
it's
both
just a
started as
prank.
pranks
Yep.
because you got us into it. But and he racked up several thousand hours of it, and now
he's
he's
to bury it
now he's bearing it. So now he has higher level.
in some
But,
single player fucking
It was
pixel game.
Battle Brothers. It's
Yeah.
Battle Brothers. That's what he has more hours in now, and it's literally just out of spite. But God bless him. I love him so
and
much.
Gary's incident.
Gary's in. That's a good game, actually.
It is. But so
what's-
what do we talk about our
Well,
subject?
what's your what's
Oh,
your?
you want to?
Yeah,
you
definitely
think
want to know
you
yours.
think we can really push what people care about?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, then I'll tell me.
Because I want to know yours. I care.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So one person and the cat and maybe Jesse.
Jesse.
Just because we're holding him captive, he can't escape. He has
Shut
no,
up.
He has no vehicle. He can't access our
Doesn't.
keys. He has to listen to our stories.
Not on our Wi-Fi.
Yes. We told him to shut off his phone. It's dark in here.
It is dark and creepy in
It's
here.
fucking black. We shut off
There's
all
a
the
candlelight.
fans. Yeah.
Uh,
It's incense burning.
Is that thing recording?
Huh?
Is that recording?
I don't know.
Is it moving?
There's blue lines.
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah.
See that?
That was a
Awesome.
big blue line.
Wonderful.
But yeah, so fucking same thing, Mike. I mean, so Daisy, I think,
Yeah.
like I said, I think Daisy was fucking
Classic.
huge. But yeah, I was fucking first time playing
Yeah.
fucking Daisy. One of the very first times I was walking through Electro,
Yeah.
scared as fuck. Like just fucking you hear the zombies and shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know. Like I'm barely like back, and even then, like the loot pool was fucking nothing. So you had like nothing.
Yeah.
It really wasn't even. You were literally just walking around like a fucking
Yeah.
flat map. that
Zombies
was-
were clipping through walls.
Oh yeah, everything killed you like instantly. They just fucking zoomed right. You couldn't even like see their animation.
Yeah.
But I got shot and somebody like I was dying and I was locked in the church in Electro
Okay.
and I was just in there and I was just on VoIP because I was fucking dying and I was just like, hello, like fucking anybody out there? Like
Yeah.
also keep in mind I was like fucking 15.
Okay.
You know, this is the advent of gaming
Yeah.
for me. And yeah, so I was just in the church with the doors locked with like fucking 60 zombies outside, just
Yeah.
fucking like fucking bashing on shit and stuff. I was afraid they're gonna fucking come through the wall and stuff, like their features. But
It's a feature.
yeah, it
Deal
still is.
with
It
it.
still is. It's
Deal
still a
with it.
feature. But yeah, no, I was just in there VoIPing, like just saying like hello, and fucking Mike. I was like hello, like
Typical
and
hero, Mike.
typical hero Mike. Well, that was back then. You could get the hero and the bandit skin.
Oh,
remember
shit.
that?
No.
Yeah,
I
so
never
there was-
played Arma 2.
Yeah, so there was actually like a hidden rep score you had, and when
Okay.
you hit a certain part, you either got the hero skin, which was like a dude in a plaid shirt,
So cool.
or the bandit skin,
Yeah.
which was like a guy wearing like a fucking mask.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mike fucking saved me, killed
Okay.
the zombies, fucking healed me up, and we're walking through Electro, and we were just talking about the game and stuff and shit like that, just talking about what we were gonna do, and we got fucking shot. Both of us got fucking killed. And we'd never like that was it. Like we were only together for like fucking 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I never. We didn't exchange any information. We were just fucking gaming, And then like it was either that same day or like a few days later, I was in the server in Electro, fucking on VoIP again, just
Yeah.
fucking around, and I found Mike again.
You're joking.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I
And-
can't believe you guys didn't like connect
No,
then.
well,
and that
but
that
even
was
then,
it.
but
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of not connecting, you want
Yeah.
to talk about two fucking callous individuals coming together. Me
Yeah.
and Mike, we played video games together for like 6 years before
Yeah.
we even asked each other's names.
That's insane.
And we never even asked.
Yeah.
It was only because his brother came into a channel with him. He's like, yo, what's up? I'm Drew. What's your name? I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Dylan. And he was like, Mike was like, your name's Dylan? I was like, oh, yeah, what's your name? Like we had never even,
Holy
neither of us
shit.
had ever even considered.
Yeah.
We used the Steam call feature.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember that.
So that's how we talked.
That's
We
so
talked on
early.
Steam
Yeah.
call, and like we had each other added on
Yeah.
fucking Steam, and then like that was it. Like there was no reason. Like we never thought to even be like, we only messaged
Who
each
are
other to be
you?
like, yo, you want to hop on Daisy? He was like, yep. And then we talked purely about Daisy and like what we were gonna do in Daisy
No
for
life
years.
stuff.
Yeah, never even like
Not
we
like I'm
literally
in school.
Yeah, literally didn't even know each
Yeah.
other's names.
Yeah.
For years,
God.
and years and years.
That is crazy.
And we never probably would have asked unless
Yeah.
Drew came in. It was like, "Who are you?" We're like, "Oh yeah, we should probably say who we are. That's probably a part of being humans." But yeah, no, Daisy. I mean, Daisy
yeah.
was that's why Daisy will always have a fucking special place because of things like that. I mean, you would have never gotten that in a
Definitely.
fucking other game. But
Yeah. I had a pretty good time in Rust. Rust
Yeah.
was what I was doing before I got into DayZ, and I was just a solo player on Rust.
just a fucking naked
Yeah.
man bashing indoors with rocks for
No,
6 hours.
I had a good server. This was Rust 1.0. So this was
I had Rust,
was
but I
so
didn't play
good.
it.
I liked it better.
Yeah.
But it is actually better now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, I had a hero moment at work today.
A hero
Yeah,
moment?
should I share?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So, as we were walking out at 5, our office is on the top floor, and it's kind of got like a balcony walkway that's like public. And we're walking out, me and the other developer, and I see like this crackhead looking person roll up on a bike, and we're walking down the stairs. I don't think my coworker saw this person, and I'm like, hey, by the way, I think there's a sketchy person outside, maybe tweaking out. And we walk out there, and I see this person, and she's coming towards us. Like, she walks by us, and as soon as I see her, she's black, by the way, and like as soon as I see her, like I see her face, and she's like really young looking, and I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, you don't look like a tweaker at all. Like, oh fuck, I'm racist.
Oh fuck,
You know, and
I'm
I felt
racist.
so guilty, and then I
Am
felt really
am I
bad.
hidden racist?
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm a racist.
I'm a racist. I just judged
and
someone.
but then I was relieved because as soon as she walked by us, she started yelling crackhead shit. You know, just like cussing, and then she goes upstairs, and she's walking on the balcony, and everyone has like gone to their cars, but there's still a few people like left inside, and we have key cards and shit. But like right at 4:59, the front door is still open, but to get to the rest of the office, you have to have a key card. And I see her walk into our office and just locks herself in that front little room. So I fucking sprint up there. And someone lets me in through one of the side doors. They're like, "What's happening?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's just someone tweaking out in our
Locked
in
in
our
the
lobby."
in our
And they didn't want to talk to her. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. Like, I'm the man in charge now. I'm the one.
Use this situation.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just went and talked
So I
to
kicked
her.
the shit out of a woman
and,
today.
So yeah, I beat the shit out of her and tossed her
Little
bike.
woman, yeah.
No, but I mean, it was exactly like she was just tweaking and like asking for stuff, and I'm like, no, we don't have that. There's a gas station. You got to go.
Yeah.
And then that was that. But
now you're a hero.
now I'm a hero. Everyone saw me diffuse the situation,
You get a
and I'm not
raise?
racist.
And
I
you're
was
not
right.
racist. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you had a moment of where you had to question yourself.
exactly. So
Do you get a raise now?
no,
No,
demotion. I fired.
Yeah, they said to get out as well.
Fired.
All right.
What's
Well,
our- what's our topic?
well, I think it's like a dual topic
Okay.
of the. I think the main overarching one will be that what makes a game good. You know, like
What makes a game
why
good?
do we keep coming back to a game?
Okay.
But then also like the, you know, to be, you know, on topic of negative, what like toxic games, you know,
Yeah.
like when you fucking, you know, you're playing fucking Overwatch and,
Yeah.
you know, you don't ever close the game. You only Alt F4.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only way you get out of the game is Alt F4. Like mid fucking game, you get an abandon, you scream at somebody and get reported. And like that's the only
Yeah.
way you quit the game. But then literally the next day you do the exact
You
same
just
thing.
hop the fuck back on.
Yeah, you just get right back on it. You're like, fuck, I'm going to
Yeah.
do this again. You play your fucking 7 matches and your SR stays exactly the same.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just lost 3 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I'm infuriated and I'm going to do this again tomorrow. You know, like, but what is that? Like, why?
I'm done with this.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever
No, you don't
you ever uninstall a game and then reinstall it the next
daily,
day?
daily.
Daily. Do you uninstall Tarkov? I know you're having fun with Tarkov. right
Tarkov,
now.
no. Tarkov
It's
never.
a good patch.
But I never got mad with Tarkov. I would just get like kind of just always like something
Yeah.
else would distract me. I never got Tarkov was never one of those games for me that I would like Alt F4
Yeah.
out of and stuff.
You
I would just
can't
be like,
anyway.
yeah, I would just get face eyes like in the old patch. I mean, now I've ran into like a couple, you know, I should say, a couple questionable. Some like yesterday we had a dude
Yeah, I saw
literally
in the
yeah,
trees.
well, the tree guy, but then we had one after that where he literally was on the roof of Interchange, which you can't get on, and then he jumped off of it and like dove off the side of the roof, headshot fucking one of us, and landed on the ground and kept running, like jumped like 120 feet off of a roof and headshot somebody, and then kept running, and then was also like teleporting around the map and shit. Like that was the only like super playing one. But when I used to quit, it was, you know, just because there was so much of that, you know, it was always just like, all right, I guess I'll move on because, you know, cheating is just fucking, you know, like 80% of the game. But it feels like it's in a good place now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's definitely been a lot of those games. I mean, Chivalry.
Yeah.
When I first started playing Chivalry, I mean, the first fucking 600 hours was that. You know, just infuriated. I never uninstalled Chivalry because I always enjoyed it, but I would definitely.
I never
fucking close
raged
it.
at Chivalry.
Oh, I would.
Or like I wouldn't rage like uninstall it. Chivalry was my bread and butter back then.
Yeah, I
Wish
would
had
definitely.
that
I would
still.
definitely get fucking mad at that. Fucking Dota.
Oh, Dota.
Dota, I would
absolutely.
uninstall all
Dota
the
is
time.
made to be uninstalled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
It's
fucking.
made to be installed too.
Yeah, but they just have something in them. They have something that like fucking brings you back. You know, like they.
So
have,
what for you? I guess let's go over the first one. What makes a game good for you? What makes it?
I don't know.
objectively
I think
or subjectively?
honestly, most of the games that I enjoy are what the latter of what I just said.
Yeah.
Are where I'm infuriated.
Yeah.
But it's because I like that competition in a game.
Yeah.
But it also is like double-edged where I'm just like enraged and
Yeah.
like, I mean, now I'm more tempered and stuff, but
Yeah.
like usually, you know, back when I was a single degenerate, you know, barely
Yeah.
living, everywhere my computer was just carnage, like just
Okay.
holes in the walls, you know.
Wait,
like,
really?
Oh yes.
So you would smash walls
I'll
and
smash
shit?
everything.
Doors,
Oh, yes.
keyboards,
everything,
Okay.
everything smashed. The only thing I wouldn't smash is my monitor,
Okay.
but everything
Smart.
else was subject to being
Yeah.
destroyed.
Interesting.
Yeah, the fucking every keyboard I've ever had is like all usually missing. It only has the vital keys.
Yeah.
You know, because most of them have been smashed out. Those little fucking, you know, like the wrist supports that you can like
Yes.
flip up,
Yes.
shattered into
Done.
pieces. Like within the first day. Like
Yeah.
when I get a new keyboard, those never. I always set them up. I'm like, oh, cool, ergonomics. And then, you know, like one game later, I smash
is
my
nice.
keyboard.
Smash!
Yeah, just shards of plastic
Oh,
going
God.
all over the place. I fucking play Mortal Kombat. I broke an Elite controller.
Oh god, I remember that
yeah.
actually. Was
Yeah,
that
which is-
11 or 10?
No, this one.
this
Mortal
one.
Kombat 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I smashed my Elite controller.
Oh wait, so
which-
you still smash?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Not as bad anymore though.
Not as bad.
But it happens.
Okay.
Or now it's like a contained rage. Like I'll
Yeah.
crush the thing in my hand rather than smash my environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the last time I have. Maybe it's just like the points in my life. I would rage at Dota. Dota eventually would like rage me where, and it's usually the people.
It always
It's
is
usually the people in Dota.
Yeah. Yeah. They say
Um,
one thing to you and you're just fucking full tilt.
GG. Fuck you.
Yeah. How dare you?
But not Dota, but another game that I really raged at was Guilty Gear. When I
Yeah.
first was getting into Guilty Gear, I just could not control it. I would get so fucking angry, but like I couldn't stop playing either.
Yeah.
that was a game that
It's
I
that,
couldn't
it
stop
is. It's that
fucking
edge.
playing.
It's like the double edge. You
Yeah.
know, like you have that because there is no better feeling though when you're on that line of like
Yes.
pure rage and you do win.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, yes, like, I cannot have more of this.
Yeah.
And then but when you lose though, like the highs are highs and
Oh,
the
it's
fucking lows
bad.
are low. You know,
Yeah.
like you're fucking.
And especially with a 1v1 game, like it's all
You can't
entirely
blame it
your
on
fault.
anybody else.
Fighters are arguably the most fair of
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something went wrong other than
Yeah.
you know network problems and stuff, you know, it's your fault.
well, when I lose, it always is their network problems.
Oh yes,
So,
always.
I
well,
don't-
and they're cheating.
Yeah, they're
cheated.
cheaters. I don't
Yeah,
lose.
they're cheating.
ever.
They throttled my internet.
Ah.
My computer
Is it still going?
flicked out.
The cat just ran on the screen.
I think so. There's a bunch of stuff on the screen.
Ah!
Too, though. I see the lines going.
Okay, wonderful.
I think we're good.
We're good.
But yeah, no, I think fighters is. I think they really. Like it's that thing I'm talking about, that like
Yeah.
you know the high and the low is really in the fighter. But yeah, it's the same thing. You can't blame it on anybody.
Yeah.
You can't fucking you know.
For me, I really like competition. Yeah, Jesse, can you take care of the cat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
our handler.
Yeah. Just move her off of that.
Just wring her neck, and then throw her outside, and the other cats will eat her.
I guess it really depends on like my gaming mood, because I know I've mentioned like Factorio and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but like as far as like a competitive game goes, I really like match-based games. Surprise, surprise that I don't
Yeah.
like Tarkov.
Yeah.
Tarkov includes like an overarching grind though.
Yes. Very much so.
Like with the gear and stuff
And
like
quests.
that. It's
Quests
an
are
RPG.
a very big part of it. Yeah, I mean
you
the
know?
quest line is the
Yeah.
main fuel of the game. If there was not a quest portion of Tarkov, I
Yeah.
wouldn't play it as much because it just gives you something to do,
Yeah.
which is fun.
And I think that part of it is like extremely cool. I do think it's a fucking awesome game.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But I do love. I've always loved short match games. Like we used to play Counter Strike. I guess Dota isn't really a good,
I wouldn't say short.
but it's like it
Well,
is
used
a
to be.
match.
It
is
used to be short.
Yeah,
Now games are like an hour and a half.
yeah, easily.
Yeah.
That's a short game.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it used to be like, the games were, 45 minutes. It
Yeah.
was like a good, like wholesome game.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't use the word wholesome in Dota in the same
No.
sentence, but it was a game. that
Viva
you completed.
Peru.
Yeah, I fucking know. Dude.
Ja, ja, ja.
Yeah, ja.
But fighters, like for me, really fill into that role. Like one, like I can play it by myself, which I love. Two, I can play it with my homies, which I really love to do. I love playing in person.
Yeah.
I love just getting a lobby together and just fucking around and
gaming.
trying out shit. Like it is pure gaming.
Yeah.
But as far as like ranked and like online, for me, it is extremely easy to just play an online match. Just play a ranked match, and then you play one, maybe you sit at the screen for a second, then you go and play another one. It's very easy to do. Like I could do that while I was working. Okay, I want to play a match right now. It's
Yeah,
quick,
to get a quick
it's
match.
very
Yeah,
fun,
fighters are
it's
good for that, like
satisfying.
quick things. But yeah, and they also really itch that, which is another thing I think with the why we game, at least for me, is having a rank.
Yeah,
Ranks
Oh,
are
yeah.
huge.
A number.
For me. Yes,
yeah,
the number,
making
the number
bigger
thing.
number better.
Bigger number better. But that's huge for me. I mean, even when I played Arena now, like I was just like, at first I was like, okay, I want to get, I want to get fucking, at first when I very first started, I mean, it was my first time playing, PvP. But, I was like, okay, first I was like, I just want to get fucking 1600.
Yeah,
And then I was like, all right, I fucking did that. I was like, oh, I want to get 1850. I got 1850. I was like, all right, I want to get 2100. I was like, all right, I want to get elite. But chasing that number, is really, really, really pushes you. And I think same thing with fucking, Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat, every game you end,
yeah,
that's what it ends with. It's like how much your little, and it puts you next. In the best part about what Mortal Kombat does, which is great,
yeah.
is it shows you how much your opponent lost.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
and you can also see,
like rank.
yes,
Ooh.
and it shows you like it'll tell you that it's their rank up game.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That's an
I
incredible
love denying
feature.
someone their
Yeah,
rank
it's
up.
like how smart is that?
I
Like,
play
let-
better when
Yes.
I'm playing
Yeah,
against
yeah,
someone
like
on a
tell
rank
them
up.
the
I'm like,
stakes.
you ain't going to the next level,
like
bitch.
Well, it's a great idea. It's the
Yeah.
same thing as like
It is
like
good.
why people like football. Like
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't watch football might not care about shit,
Yeah.
but they'll watch the Super Bowl
Yeah, I do.
because it's like high. It's like,
I
oh, this
do.
is it, right?
I
This
don't
is
watch football ever,
Yeah.
except for the football. Or
yeah,
the
except for the
for
football.
football.
Yeah.
I want football, football.
But yeah, it's the same thing. Like people, when the stakes are higher, it's
Yeah.
more interesting. It's a higher, it's that higher level. Everyone wants that fucking, they want the rank up game. They
Yeah.
want the rank, and then that feeling of ranking somebody
Yeah.
down is like fuck you.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's such a
amazing.
good feeling of ranking somebody down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that,
Sarah asked me about fighting games the other day, so leading this into why we game and why ranking up feels so good. So she knew I was excited about Tekken, and we're talking about it. So she's like, so like, what do you do? Like, it seems like it's just the same thing every
same.
time, and it's like no, babe. Like
Yeah.
like I'm gonna do the story
This
and
is a
then I can play.
This is a calculated battle between me and another human. You
I
don't
bet-
understand.
yeah.
I am learning the intricacies of every button he's pressing. That's what I love about fighters, though, is reading a player. That's
What do you mean?
Learning how they play.
Oh yeah,
And that's
that's one of my big arguments about fighters too. I'll go into that after you.
Okay, well, that's like Mortal Kombat when it first came out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 1. It was best of 3, which is a little too much because 3 is you got to win. So 3 being round like matches, which is so you have to win 2 in a row or win total out of the 3. So it did that 3 separate times.
I like
So
that.
it was nice, but it was a little too much at times. Now it's
Okay.
just the first 1 to 2 overall match wins.
Okay.
But it still gives you enough time. But I really like that it's not you're not just playing, especially in fighters, I feel like really highlight that. You can't play a fighter against someone and play 1 round.
No.
That's not how fighters
No.
work because of the fact that you're trying to read the other player
Yeah.
and then punish the fuck
It's like
out of them.
sometimes like like that first round is just a throwaway round. Like
Yeah,
I
you
want to
don't care.
see
Yeah, like,
I
I
want to
wanna-
see like what you think is safe
Yep.
and what you're going to do when I do this.
Yep.
And then especially in Guilty Gear I was like so good at that just tanking the first round
Yep.
and be like I got you now, bitch.
Yeah, because even when people are like, "Oh,
Enjoy that perfect.
fucking, I play a mix-up character." It's like, no, you
Yeah.
fucking don't. You're a human who has a fucking brain, and you're
Yes.
playing a thing in your head. Like, I know what you're like. I think the same way you do. You know, like we're the same. You know,
Yeah.
like I have a plan in my head, and you have a plan in your head. If I figure out your plan, then I'm gonna fuck you up. You know, like,
Yeah.
and that's the best part. I mean, like. Yeah, like reading somebody like, oh, this guy's fucking grab spamming and stuff, and you fucking like duck his grab and then just full launch him for like 60% of his fucking health.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, eat shit, dude. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
especially when they're spamming something.
yeah.
You know, and you read it like fucking super
Do you ever
clean.
yell? Just give like a big woo.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not
Like in
anymore.
excitement.
No.
Oh, I love.
No,
I'll
I'm
give-
silent.
Yeah,
I'm-
baby.
yeah.
I do.
No.
Um,
No,
I'm a
I-
crazy person.
Yeah, no, I never was a like an audible
Yeah.
gamer.
But I think fighters, you know, like what you're talking about. I think one day I was playing Guilty Gear and I was just like, wait a second, fighters are like the most expressive kind of game. Like that's a competitive game. Like I feel every single person is so different. It doesn't matter if you play the same person as the last guy, you're gonna fight different because
yeah.
it's like so like quick and fast. It's like no one does the same thing. No one
Yeah,
is
it's very
exactly the
dynamic.
same. It's always different.
Yeah, and seeing people's play styles and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was saying, like one of the guys who from my stream, you know, when I used to stream, Peter,
Yeah.
you know, he's like an incredible fighter player, like
Oh, yeah.
fucking top rank guy. He just would kick the shit out of me for hours. But what I learned from him, and I adopted that play style, he plays incredibly defensive.
Okay.
You know, like you see some guys who are like crazy heavy, like offense, like fucking constantly mixing up. He doesn't do that shit at all. Like at least, I mean, I'm talking about him playing me, who I'm a fucking, you know, I had
Yeah.
no idea what was going on. I mean, I'm better now, but you know, was never an aggressor. You know,
Okay.
he played very defensively and stuff, but that's a cool, like a lot of the times people don't play, like they're just so concerned about doing what they want to do
Yeah.
that they're just focused on that. But he never did that. Like he would just chill. Like he was fucking crazy good at blocking.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
not playing solitaire.
no, and he would just fucking sit there and just, you know, like you do, he'd be like high, mid, low block, like all on
Yeah.
a string. Like he knew all of your strings. So he knew how to fucking block like
Yeah,
your
the
full
knowledge.
fucking string.
Yeah.
Yep. And then just full punish you on every single thing. And I mean, that's how I started playing.
Right.
And, you know, I was also playing Sub-Zero though, who was a fucking trash can character. So I
Right.
had to play that way.
Wait, did he play Mortal Kombat too?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yep.
I knew he played Tekken because he's
Yeah, he's a
beat my
Tekken.
ass in
Yeah, he's-
Tekken with
yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
And also we got him addicted to Dota for a little bit.
You
I think he's
did?
got a few 100 hours in it.
More than that.
Oh shit!
He's also a skin
Sorry,
fiend.
buddy. Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like you, Jesse.
Yep. Yep. He's fucking, he gets on.
I'm
He's
like that
still,
too.
he's still the same thing. He still launches it just to like get, I think he's
Yeah.
a Mars. He's a Mars
Yeah.
guy. He wants all the fucking Mars skins. I always hear him saying like, I spent $200 on a shield. I'm like, why? You know, but oh, cat detail. Yeah. Yeah. He's too quick. It. And, yeah. No, it was too dark to acquire the cat too. We couldn't even find the cat. It was too quickly moving throughout this room. It was taking advantage of its environment.
Well, I grabbed it immediately, so I don't know what the fuck your problem was, Jesse. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking.
But
You can be though.
yeah, but no, I think that's a big thing. I think the, you know, having that competitive, you know, that line where you're walking on, and then the ranked number. I think another big thing that makes a game good is, you know, progression, which I'm
Yeah.
not, you know, we're not fucking, you know, making the wheel with that. You know, that's
Yeah.
common sense. But a lot of games sometimes don't have that. They don't have a great progression, or they have a very limited progression.
Yeah.
So like you're able to cap out very quickly, or they have like weird fucking caps on it. You know, like some of these fucking MMOs where they put like a weekly on
Yeah.
something. It's like,
Okay.
you know, like, wow, it's got a daily. It's like, oh, cool. So you're cutting your players off from playing your game. Like, who the fuck thought that that's a good
Yeah.
idea? Like, like, let's make it so our players can only do an hour a day. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, make it so they can play as much as they want.
That you want
Isn't that the
them
design of the game?
addicted.
Yeah.
What is
like,
wrong with you?
Yeah. Like, why are you
They will
limiting?
give you money.
Yes. Yeah. Like, fucking leave it open. Like, I mean, I get it. They're trying to. I think what it is it's a way to, you know, cull the whale. You know,
Definitely,
make the game more approachable to everyone, because there's
Yeah.
not people who are like farming the game and stuff. But even when they do that, they find other ways. There's always
Yeah.
going to be the person who's better than you, which you know, like who fucking cares? Like,
Yeah.
stop with the fucking balance in games. You know, like every single game now they want to fucking make it so it's like happy fucking playground for everyone. Like that's not what games are. You know,
That's
like
what I like. That's what I like about like Ice Frog and Dota is like when they do balance patches, like they or whenever they do big patches. Whenever they do big patches, I'll cut that.
Yeah.
Whenever they do big patches, they just fucking go crazy with everyone's stats. They're just like buff.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
Yeah, and we'll
This
see what
does this
happens.
now.
Yeah, you see what happens, and then like you know, like it works itself out. Like there's usually never. I mean, games like like I mean, I can, like I said, I mean that kind of touches into the little bit of the we were talking about last week with the fucking, you know, early access games, like spending countless hours fucking balancing stuff, and it's like you don't even have the fucking map isn't complete. You know, like you have one character in the
Make
game.
a map.
Yeah,
asshole.
you have 6 more classes you're supposed to make, and you're balancing the one you have out. Like
You've made 1 million
what
sales.
are you balancing? It's like fucking, you know, like you're balancing a scale that you haven't put the weight
Games
on.
don't need to be balanced.
Well, not that early in the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, their games will naturally usually find their way. People, you'll find out after fucking 2 weeks. You'll realize if things were too strong and stuff. But like I said, I think a lot of the games spend too much time on it when they don't have a complete picture. You know, like I said, it's like if you were to try and balance something without putting the weight on both sides. You know, it's like, oh, here's, you know, I'm balancing 20 pounds, but also I have fucking 600 pounds behind me that I need to put on. It's like, well, fucking finish the game and then let's fucking balance the scale. You know, like you have so much extra content that needs to go in the game. You're going to spend your time fucking tinkering with 2 pounds and be like, okay, it's perfect. And then you're going to drop a fucking 50 pound weight on the other side. And it's just, you know, like, okay, you know, like the game's not balanced again.
Yeah.
Why'd you spend the past month balancing fucking cleric when you have to put druid in the game? You know, like it's that idea.
Is that darkest?
That's
darker
dark and darker. Yeah,
Okay,
that's dark and darker.
You
rage
said those
right there.
names. I was like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's just they're just the most recent in my mind. There's
Yeah.
plenty of games that do that spend, you know, too much time and resource because that's money. You know, that's money for them. I mean, obviously, money is probably not even a fucking resource for them, and they don't give a shit about that. They're good, but
Well, maybe not them.
yeah, who knows? Fucking
Other than getting
Nexon or
sued.
whoever the fuck is
Yeah.
after them.
Can we take a pause really quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you just turn off the top 2? It's too autism for me. And then also, can you grab me my white general off the kitchen table?
Oh shit.
Can you turn off the? Yep, perfect. That's good. I like that. Right? It's right there. It's white general on the kitchen table.
It's like a snuffs package.
White can.
Looks like a Zen.
Yeah, just grab me the can. You see it? Okay.
It's like a disc.
It's a disc, Jesse. It's a disc. It's right there, dude. Look, I already fucking got it.
Oh, you saw it on the kitchen table?
It was on the kitchen table.
Wait, how'd you get into the?
That's the kitchen table.
That's
The kitchen table is the thing I put my TV on. I don't eat on. Oh, the thing in the kitchen. I don't fucking eat at that.
That's not a
I fucking
table.
eat right here. I watch TV right here, and I eat.
They won their shit against Nexon.
Oh, did they?
Oh shit.
So it's like completely over.
Yeah, it's done.
I mean, it makes sense. They
So are
didn't
they
fucking-
going to put it back on Steam and hopefully
Is it going to become a real boy
add
game?
real content?
Nexon lost, and that the judge in Korea told
Them to fuck off.
the injunction, like,
This is it.
released and said, "There's no way that this game is related in any way, shape, or form to any
Yeah, intellectual
information
property.
that Nexon owns."
Huh. Well, there you go.
So games we play and also like toxic games. I wanted to ask you about one of your solo forays into toxic gaming. I feel like was Overwatch because you would just play Overwatch by yourself.
Oh,
You-
yeah, I was
I
a
don't think I
solo into-
realized you were doing that.
Oh, I was.
Like I would be
yeah,
trying to talk to you and be like, "What the fuck are you
What
doing?"
are you doing? Like I'm playing.
But, oh, I
Overwatch.
didn't realize you just
was
been grinding
fiending
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
So why?
It was that.
Yeah.
It had the rank.
Yeah.
It had the you know the that fiery competition
Yeah.
where you're playing one.
So you were playing like a ranked
always
match. Okay.
always
Gotcha.
yeah. No, I never
Yeah.
ever played quick play,
Yeah.
and it was just pushing rank, which I never
Okay.
did because
Yeah.
it would just fucking. It had a terrible as much as it had that, its system for doing was horrible because it would do, at least right now how it does it is it doesn't actually adjust your rank until like fucking whatever 6 wins or
Okay.
10 losses or some
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, it was just fucking grinding that, and a lot of those games suck me in because especially in the group game, the group play and stuff, because they took it away now, but they didn't have like they used to have like you could see every single aspect of the
Yeah.
leaderboard in the game. You could see like damage and shit like that. You could see everything. So like that was very tangible to me. So like I could see that like I was like, oh, like I'm doing fucking, like 5 times more than everyone else in the match. But then
okay.
I would lose.
Okay.
And I'm like,
That's gotta be really
fucking
frustrating.
hate but at the
Yeah.
same time, it was that same thing where I was like, I could be good. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm good at this game,
Right.
but I can't fucking get just 2 other humans on my team. I just have these fucking subhuman fucking, I don't
Yeah.
even know what the fuck they're, like, I'm like, just to walk with me, like, just be other bodies, do what I'm doing. You don't need to kill people. I'm doing
Yeah.
enough that we could win, but it was always that fucking line of that. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It had that. It had I really like Overwatch. I think
Yeah.
I like classes. I like
The
when
gameplay loop.
yeah, but like I said, I'm a big fan of having like in a game having one arena, one platform, but not everyone has to play the same way.
Mhm.
So like you can be good with different things, you can make different things work. I like having that. I think that's another thing. Another variety in a game will bring you back as well. Will make that gameplay because you
point.
can I think that's why, like for me, like I know you're not a big Call of Duty fan. I know you're outnumbered now,
Yeah.
but like I do like Call of Duty, but for me it gets old because I'm just like it's the same.
Yeah.
There's different guns. There's like they feel a little bit different and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like fucking who has a better time to kill and who sees who first.
Yeah.
And you've memorized all the maps, all the fucking spawns, like so it is fun. But it does have progression. It has some of those factors. But it's like for me, like I can do Call of Duty for like 50 to 100 hours, and then I'm like, I'm done with that. Like
Okay.
I won't
Only 50 to 100.
yeah, only that's small. But yeah, no, like and then I'm like, okay, I moved on. That was that was fun. Like I had a good time. But like,
but then it's
not.
over.
Yeah, it's not the game.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know that. I think that's something that games should decide beforehand, or at least it should be like a descriptive part of a game should be the expected playtime.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of games don't know that.
Yeah.
And a lot of players don't know that.
Yeah.
So you buy a game for $70 or whatever, people have different expectations of what that means.
Right.
So like, traditionally it used to be fucking I spend, $15 at the movie theater. I'm
Yeah.
getting 2 hours of entertainment.
Mhm.
Does that translate to fucking games? Like,
Mm,
no, I don't think so. If you spend $15 on a game, do you expect more than 2 hours?
yeah, definitely.
Right? I mean,
absolutely.
but you would easily, even now, I don't know what the fuck movies cost now.
Yeah.
$20, $30.
I feel like they're cheap now because
Nobody
goes.
goes.
to them
But
anymore.
regardless, so
Yeah.
you go to a movie and you
Yeah.
happily hand over $20 and $15 for a bag of popcorn and $7 for a small Coke or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck, and you walk out of there like it was the best experience.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get
It's
shot.
amazing.
I saw a cool movie. Like this was a good day.
It's nice when you don't get shot
Yeah.
in the movie theater.
Yeah. But then, you do the same thing for a game.
Yeah.
You spend $20, $30 on a game, and if it only gave you 2 hours, like
Oh,
you're
you're pissed.
refunding
Yeah.
that shit. That's 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm in the fucking
2
refund
hours?
window.
That's a
yeah,
refund.
like but it's interesting. Like if I think games, like I said, I think even if, or maybe they do know, but they don't make it transparent to the
Yeah.
buyer. They should say that. Like a game should be like, hey, this is not a game that is intended for you to play fucking like, because
Forever.
everybody who plays a game, that's
Yeah.
what they're looking for.
Yeah. they're
Every
forever
person
games.
is looking for a forever game, which you will
Yeah.
never find. Those don't exist.
Except for story game players, which I
guess.
don't understand. Just read a book.
Yeah, just read a book. I mean, that and fucking I think like World of Warcraft, like games
Okay.
like that, like grind
Yeah.
games like that. Those are the forever
It's a
games for
forever game.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what it makes it forever is that it's new. It's
Right.
not that the game is forever; it's that they're putting out new content
Yeah.
that expands your playability. Because by the end of
Games
a patch,
as a service.
yeah, because by the end of the patch, most of the people who are like hardcore WoW players
Yeah.
are not playing much anymore. Like they're on
Right.
Classic, they're on all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like I've already done all my keys or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. Like I'm done. Like I'm waiting for a new patch to come out next Tuesday, and then I'll come on and I'll do whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if games were more transparent with that, or if they had that in their head, like, hey, I'm creating a game that's designed for 50 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
And for you
That's
to
it.
enjoy that 50 hours
Yeah.
and then be done with it, like, and, like put that out there, be like, hey, my game costs X and this is what you should anticipate from it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I think as a whole, gamers probably expect too much
Yeah.
for their dollar, you know, with games. I think like I'm not for games costing more money, like just because I'm so used to it now.
Right.
I think they just should have set the bar higher from the beginning, and then we would have been more okay with it. But now that we know how
Yeah.
cheap we had it,
Oh, yeah.
and then when these new games come out and they're like $80 and stuff, you're like, what the fuck? But like
Feels
realistically,
bad.
it does.
Yeah.
But you know, you spend $70 on a game and you get, you know, even if you get 100 hours out of it, that's a fucking, you know, like you're paying for 70 cents an hour.
Yeah.
Like that's a good deal for,
Oh, yeah.
you know, something that you enjoy. Like what else, what other service in the planet are you going to get for that rate? What is less than $1 an hour?
That is true.
Nothing in the whole world has the same value as a video game.
Yeah.
But we put this like crazy thing, like you know, like fucking, you know, if this game costs $80, I better fucking lose my mind. It's like really, like, you know, like I don't know, like I said, like I think what it is that we had it good for a very long time, and now games are becoming more appropriate for what they should
games
be
have like
priced.
stayed the same price for like
Yeah, they were in that
maybe
stagnant
like
thing.
25 years. Maybe?
Yes,
Like,
they
I feel
like capped out. They hit
yeah.
like $40-50, and it was like
Yeah.
that was like premier games or
Yeah.
like $40.
$59.99. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and that was like cool.
Yeah.
Like we'll pay that for fucking big ass games
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, I think if I like I said, I think that could be that could help with games too. I think that could create, you know, if you went into the game with that mentality of like, oh, this is a X experience. This
Yeah.
is a fucking, you know, it's the same thing with a movie. Like you don't go into a movie and at the end of the 2 hours you're like, what the fuck? The screen
only
went
2
black.
hours.
Yeah, like who the fuck?
It's
Give me
over?
my money back. You know, like you know
You're
you
like,
know
yeah,
that the
I can
movie.
go home.
Yeah, they said they told you the movie was 180 minutes or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like you know the length.
Yeah.
Like why don't we do that with fucking games? Like games that have that aspect, you
Yeah.
know, or even games that don't. Even if games are like open-ended fucking things, are like, yeah, we have an estimate that, you know, like if you play this game and you're, you know, progressing and doing
Yeah.
things and not fucking running around talking to mice, you know, you will finish the game in 60 hours, like fucking Divinity or something. I don't know, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, so like I think that would help for like the, you know, setting a tone for what's to be expected. I mean, you know, as far as, you know, I don't know. I don't really know. Like I said, I think people just put too much value in the, you know, in that money for their time.
Yeah. I guess I don't really try. I feel like probably everyone does that. Like applies like like their time to
You might not
the
sit
price
there and
of
put
the
a
game.
tangible number to it, but
Yeah.
you're doing it. I mean, people
Yeah.
are doing it. Just you can see like by the outrage of people for pricing of games.
Yeah.
They're not sitting there and calculating time versus money, but they're internalizing that. Like that's the real exchange is you paid X, you expect this.
Yeah.
When it's in this regards. I mean, I guess it happens in different services and stuff. But like I said, there is nothing that you can get that sort of experience for.
That's a really
that
good point.
pricing.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, if games put that out there, I think that would be, you know, good. I mean, like I said, I think like Tarkov is a game that, you know, like they could if they put a transparent number out there like that, like that's a game that they could put a fucking
Yeah.
crazy number
Yeah.
on. You know, because there are games that could do,
Infinite.
like that's the type of game that you could actually potentially play Tarkov for. I don't know. I mean, the dynamicness of it, that it's not even, you couldn't even really put a tangible number on it just
Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, you could do the quests in
Yeah.
1,000 hours, but that's like saying you're in a fucking story world where nothing interacts with you.
Yeah.
And you ran through everything.
yeah,
and nobody shot
exactly.
you in the fucking, you didn't get face eyes. You didn't get blown up by a grenade.
Yeah.
You didn't fucking break your legs and have to crawl through a raid. You know, like there's so many other variables on it. So I do think there's games that, you know, can hit that thing, which I think is a big, you know, like for the why we game thing. Like we are looking for that. Like people,
Yeah.
like I said, regardless of like, hey, we shouldn't do that. It doesn't matter.
Trying
We
to
do.
go infinite.
Yes, we do. We want that fucking, because it also, it's fun. You know, I mean, most people have a genre that
Yeah.
they like. I think like, it's like, yeah, I like shooters. I like, you know, platformers. I like this. I like that. So like, because like for me personally, like when I'm playing a game, I'm also like, I'm playing it because I want to be the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fucking a mediocre player. Like I want to be the best. Like I
Yeah.
want to be better than everyone in the
I
match.
want to
than me.
be
Yeah,
the
like,
very
yeah.
best.
So yeah, and when I'm playing it, so that's translate. It's like practicing something. It'd be like if you fucking, you know, spent, I don't know, fucking I don't know shit about music, but if you played fucking guitar for 1,000,000 hours and then
Yeah.
you were like, okay, now I'm gonna fucking play the drums. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, well, fuck, all that time I spent on the guitar. You know, is that translatable to something? You know, like
Yeah.
So like in games like that, like where they fill that like, you know, like they're a good shooter. They have those good
Mhm.
like core mechanics. I think that's really smart. Like when you have translatable skills in a game, I think that's a big thing too. So like if you have mechanics that are from other games, you have fucking, strategies that are from other games. Like if you're playing a fucking MOBA or whatever the fuck, or you're playing a tactical shoot, you're playing Siege, you're playing CSGO, you're playing fucking, what was that old one? Fucking
Insurgency?
Insurgency is another good one. But yeah, games like that, like fucking, like I understand like mechanics behind, using this in other games. I think that makes games more playable because it makes it feel rewarding to you that you're not just like, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I might only play fucking 200 hours of Insurgency.
Yeah.
But that does translate to other shooters and stuff. Like for me personally, like I don't have a, like, as far as shooters go, I don't have like a fucking, like coup de grace of game where I have like 10,000 hour shooter game. I just have like 200 hours in 100 fucking shooters. So like I'm good at shooters, but I've never dove full into any single shooter.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed those growths because it's made me a better shooter. Because it's like
you're a shooter.
Yeah, I'm a shooter.
Oh fuck, dude.
Get out of here. But so like it's translatable skill. Because I do, like, for me, like I said, I'm playing the game to be good at it.
Yeah.
And I like becoming better, and then I want to be, I want that skill to grow. So like I like the fact that, like, oh, okay, like, because all that translates, like, oh, like fucking, I remember when I first started out, like as I was progressing through games, like lowering my DPI.
Okay.
Like that was always cool to, like, like now I play
I can aim.
I play on fucking 300 DPI now.
Yeah.
Like I play like super, like I was like slowly getting better at using like a lower DPI and like seeing that like and that was throughout fucking 8 years of playing different games and slowly messing with sense and stuff. And now you get in a game, like I can just open up a game. I don't even need to play the game. I can just go to the options and I can put it and be like, I know how to play a shooter.
Yeah.
Like I know what I fucking want. Like what's the sensitivity? Fucking 2. Like let me pull that shit to fucking 0.1.
Yeah.
Like fucking shut off head bob. Fucking head bob.
Turn
motion
off
blur.
grass.
Who the fuck put in motion blur? Like, are you a human?
That's
fucking,
a console setting.
I know, it's to create that like point of view.
What's
whatever.
that other one? Depth of field. Yeah.
Depth of
Always
field.
turn that off.
Yeah, I am. The motion blur. I
My
guess,
face isn't a camera.
well, the motion blur is to create so people don't have like some sort of like, I think it's like, so when you're looking at a screen, it makes it like easier to see. I don't know. I don't really understand it. To me, I'm like, fucking shake your head.
Yeah.
Do you have motion blur in your head right now? Because it's not
Bang
a
your
thing.
head against a wall.
Yeah, like
see stars?
your eyes don't motion blur.
Yeah.
Like that's not a fucking thing. That's not realism. Like nobody's eyes do that. When you turn your head quickly, you see the same. It moved fast in front of your eyes. It doesn't get blurry. If it does, fucking see a doctor. Like
please,
something's
you have
wrong.
cancer.
Yeah, like you fucking your vision
dying.
doesn't do that. Like, but like I said, I think it had something to do with with that with the with those people who play on those weird controllers and such.
Oh yeah. Those scumbags. We're PC gamers, by the way.
Yeah, if you can't tell.
Obviously, if you can't tell.
Yeah. No stick drift. No fucking aim assist. I don't understand that aim assist stuff.
Well, I don't understand like aim assist being like don't have aim if you're gonna have a cross console game, which like I like when games are cross console, like when it makes sense. But
to
like
shit on that.
I love shitting on them.
Yeah, I like
but,
I like to see the little controller next to the name, and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Like if you're
let me walk around you and watch you turn at fucking like 2% turn rate on your controller.
But like don't put in fucking aim assist in a game that's crossplay.
Like, I guess it's just because. But to me, I never understood the argument when people are like, "Oh, on a controller you can be better on a shooter." I'm like, if you need an aim, and then they're like, well, you need the aim assist because it makes it bounce. I'm like, that means controllers are worse.
Yes.
If you need an assist, it is fucking worse. Like,
you're bad.
Do you know how handicaps work? Like that's fucking like if you like, what do you mean? Like if you're being assisted, it's because you are lower. Like it is not the superior device in doing what you're trying to do. If you need an assist.
Yeah, I used to think that. I used to be console brain. Like I'd see people arguing about Counter-Strike and like PC being superior. And like when I was a console gamer, I was like, oh well, it just means that console gamers are better because they have it harder. So they're handicapped, so they have to. And then I realized I was retarded. When I got my first PC.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit about the PC or the thing. Is all I care about is the peripherals.
Yeah.
Mouse and keyboard is superior to a controller.
Absolutely.
There is that is not.
You can now have that on like Xbox.
I know, so you could still use on there. So, but that to me is not a
With
subjective. That's not. It's not a subjective thing.
Yeah.
Like that is objective.
Have you tried gyroscope controls though? Like where you're actually moving the controller?
Well, like
they had it on the Switch. No, it's like they added it.
No, I remember
where
you to do the fucking puzzles in like
Oh
Breath
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Wild.
like that. They have some games like where you can do that with like a PlayStation control. It's a lot better than a stick, by the way. But I couldn't play it like in a multiplayer game though.
Yeah, I remember doing the fucking, but I wanted nothing to do with that. The fucking puzzles in Breath of the Wild.
yeah.
I'm like trying to turn the thing. I'm like, fuck this. Like, can't I just?
Were those good games?
Breath of the Wild?
Single player games. Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was fun, but
Yeah.
the reason those games for me were fun because I was captive.
Yeah.
You know, like
You were
those, the only
captive?
times I was ever, yes, I was a cap. You know, the only times I would ever have fun in those games is if I didn't have access to my PC.
Okay. Nice.
You know, like,
Okay,
and that's
yeah.
the only way those. And I think again, that's another fucking objective thing to me.
Yeah.
Those games are only good if you don't have access to the fucking internet.
Yeah.
If
So
you have
maybe that's like looking back, like that was. Wait, what were you gonna say?
yeah, same thing. I mean, like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon is fun. Like,
Yeah.
I like Pokemon.
We didn't have anything else.
Yes. If I had fucking the internet, I would say fuck this thing and I would throw it out the window.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be like, what do you mean? Like if I could have a miniature computer and play that everywhere the same way I could play, I would choose that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's an argument. I have people like, oh, these are great games. They stand up. I'm like, no, they don't. Like, no. Like they just were because you had nothing else. Like fucking mobile gaming is that. They don't call it gaming.
Yeah.
It's called mobile gaming because it's not in the
Mobile
same
gaming.
category as gaming. It's because you're on the move and you don't have access to the
Yeah.
same thing.
You're
Like,
on a toilet and you're gonna fucking play Bloons.
yeah, yeah. Like if that's the case, then here you go.
also
Like,
I'm on a toilet.
yeah.
Marvel Snap.
Yeah,
also
yeah.
on a toilet.
That's true. Yeah. Would I play fucking Marvel Snap on my computer? Yes.
We did for a
Yeah,
second,
no,
but
yes.
but then
also
we
yes.
didn't.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no. I think
we
like,
did play it.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I think a lot of those, you know, like the understanding the environment you have,
Yeah.
you know, what's available to you, you know, like. But
I was thinking of that, like, you know, why, you know, the argument of like why games seemed better back then, but like I think like
Lower
you've
bar.
really what.
yeah, lower bar, less
Lower bar,
access.
yeah. We're like totally in a saturated market now, and like you and I have been gaming for like now like 20 years, and I think especially the past 10 years has like I've experienced every type of game that is out there, and like now I know like what I actually like. Like maybe back then, like it was like, you know, I couldn't pick up a game for $2.99 and you know, just have everything in my like 200 games in my library.
Yeah, I think it's to be expected that I think that's part of the reason. Like, I mean, it's interesting. Like I said, I think we like our generation, we're the first generation that is going to grow old with games
we're
that
gonna
have
be
had
old gamers.
Yes, that has not
now.
happened. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting whether or not we actually just burn out.
Yeah.
Because of that, like, because there is a cap where you're like, I've played everything.
Yeah.
You know, like there's only so long. I mean, growing up, I literally I was fucking camping out for every release.
Yeah.
You know, at the fucking game store.
shit.
Fucking,
Yeah.
you know, I had a generator.
Oh,
we bring a fucking generator and set up like fucking Halo
That's
2. We'd
amazing.
be out there
Yeah.
with fucking Halo. You know, on the generator, fucking
Yeah.
playing it on a screen. Fucking 12 hours. You know, 8 o'clock the night before for the midnight release. Fucking setting up camp. You know, to play.
Damn.
And I did that for every game.
Yeah.
My whole life, so there has to be a point where you hit where you're just like, I've done it, you know, like
It's over.
I've done it, you know. Like
I don't
I'm
think
done.
so. I feel like with us, I feel like we feel like I've seen both of us like go through these motions like where we reach that point, and it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, you feel black pilled on gaming. Like I've heard you say it so many times. I think I'm done with gaming.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm getting over gaming.
Yeah.
But like that's never.
It-
I don't
well,
know. I don't know if there's actually a point.
I honestly do think I could be done with gaming. The thing that keeps me in gaming is the why we game, the competitive.
the competitive.
Yes.
Why we gaming?
Yeah, because and I think that's what games, if they can lean into anything, it's having that. Because I mean, especially, you know, as an adult,
Yeah.
you know, as a kid, you know, growing up when you're fucking, and kid is loose. I mean, you could be fucking 20 and still be.
Yeah.
A kid. It's you have you're playing fucking sports. You have competition in your life all the time. As an adult, you don't have that.
That's true.
You know, like you
That's
don't
a really
get.
good point.
Yeah, you don't get to compete as an adult, and I think that like that's more my fucking human, you know, my human speech
Yeah.
here when I talk about people.
Where you need to beat someone.
Yes, yeah, like as a human, we like to compete.
Yeah. How do
we
you do
like
that
to
as
win?
like an adult? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get to.
What do other adults do? Think about like what, like, you know, maybe someone's parents do. They play golf.
Yeah.
You know, when they go into retirement,
Yeah,
they start
the-
playing golf. And what are
It's
they doing?
games.
They're
You're
competing with each
yes,
other.
Yeah, like we call them games and stuff, but it's really at the end of the day, it's an outlet for a person to beat another person.
I like that.
And then you need that. You
Yeah.
need that as a person. It like helps build you. It's fucking. I think it's the same idea with tattoos.
Yeah.
I like tattoos because they inflict serious pain on me. And you don't get that as a person,
That's true.
as an adult.
Yeah.
As a kid, you're fucking, I broke my arm like 8 times as a kid. You know, I would literally,
Oh, really?
I was in a cast for like 15 years
Oh, God.
because I was always hurting. But
I've
you're a
never
kid.
broken a bone.
Well, you didn't hurt yourself enough.
I BMX.
I could break one of your
BMX.
bones.
Please.
No,
Hold on
but
one
yeah,
second.
Yeah. No,
Pause.
yeah. I mean, but I that's the same idea. I think like for like me, like I mean, I really like tattoos.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the process of putting your brain through pain.
Yeah.
I think it's like a good thing for people to do because as an adult, you don't really get that. Like you
Yeah.
might be like you might work
good to
out
struggle.
hard. Yeah, you might work out hard and have soreness and stuff, but to like inflict like serious pain on yourself, like a lot of people don't deal with that sort of stuff. It's like it's very grounding.
Yeah.
You know, like when you know, it's easy to, it like dulls everything. When people are like, oh, this fucking sucks and stuff. It's like, okay, like go have a dude fucking drill like 2,000 needles into
Yeah.
you for fucking, 3 hours straight. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
feel some fucking, like, like level yourself, like with some real stuff, like things that like,
Be human.
yeah, like put your body in a serious situation where like you
Yeah.
feel actual stress, like a real physiological response. Cause you
Yeah.
get that from a tattoo.
Yeah.
Like you're in shock. Like your body, like you'll start sweating. You'll fucking like when you get a fucking big piece and stuff. Like you'll like your body is like going into like we're dying. Like you're getting this. It doesn't know. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Your brain didn't tell your body you signed up for it. You know, it's just telling you like, dude, we're taking serious trauma. What is happening? Like we need to move. Like get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here, or like let's do something
Yeah.
because like you're just taking pain, especially like. Like the tattoos like near your fucking knee or your like joints or
Yeah.
by like your femoral artery or something like where your body's like, yo dog, like that's important parts of your body.
do
Like
that.
don't break your ankle. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking caveman shit. Like you break your ankle, you're gonna die. You're gonna get eaten by a fucking dinosaur. Like
Yeah.
it's like caveman shit in your brain. That
So
tells
you think you like need that like adrenaline?
I do.
Or
I
like
think
it's better for you.
Yes, I think people need. It's the same idea. Like you need some of those things in your life. Like
Maybe that's like why some people like get into like survival stuff like bushcraft and in camping. It's like sometimes like I feel like that drive for myself. Like I'm like, you know what, like I just want to like go out in the woods one day
Yeah.
and just like sleep outside.
yeah, well,
and,
it's fine.
you know,
Like I said, when you
eat berries.
yeah, when someone's like fucking like 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 oh I got a lot on my plate at work and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like dude, shut the fuck up. Like go,
Yeah.
go like go, put something in
You're
your
a robot.
Yeah, like you're just like I said, it really dulls all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like just it puts you in a place where like oh shit, like yeah, no, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Like like when
I
people
beat
get
Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah, 100%, yeah, like fucking have something like real, like those things that like touch that stuff that you need as a person. Like I said,
Yeah.
and I think it's very easy, like with our lives now, like with how fucking cushy everything is, like how good, like everybody's lives are relatively speaking,
Yeah.
not hard. I mean, I shouldn't say everybody. Well,
In
no,
America.
no absolutes. I'm
Yeah,
not a fucking
yeah.
Sith, but yeah, I mean. I think that stuff helps, and like I said, I think the competitive nature of a game. I think
Yeah.
that's what will keep like me personally. That's what
For you.
keeps me in a game.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't gaming, I would probably go play. Do like a fucking men's league, fucking sport or something,
Yeah.
something where I could fucking beat somebody.
Yeah.
Because it's good. Like I said, I think it's good for you. It's good to get beat.
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah.
like you should
You
fucking
can tell when
lose.
someone hasn't had their ass beat before.
Yeah, like you should lose. Yeah, like because it just it's fucking bring back bullying.
Yeah,
like fucking it's
absolutely.
the same idea.
Yeah.
Like it's good to be shit on.
Some stress is good.
Yes, yeah. Like we don't want this fucking like, dude. Imagine we had a world war now.
Oh God.
Imagine there was a draft.
Yeah.
With our generation
Oh,
of people.
bro, this war on
Yeah.
God is busting.
Yeah,
this
like-
war ain't busting no cap, bro.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild. Like you see, like I was watching fucking like even see, dude. I saw a fucking a drone. I don't know if either you guys saw this, the drone footage of that fucking sea drone, the Ukrainian sea drone that blew
No.
up a fucking Russian warship.
No,
Dude, it's
holy
fucking
shit.
wild. These are like they're like boats.
Yeah.
That are fucking explosive, and this dude fucking piloted this thing like dodge in the ocean. Dodging fucking like artillery fire
Yeah.
and bullets from a ship and drove it like fucking Luke Skywalker Death Star into the weak
God.
spot on the ship and fucking sunk a warship. But like thinking like those, that type of shit can happen and like war stuff. And then like
Yeah.
looking back at stuff and like seeing like fucking, like world, like those are fucking kids,
Yeah.
like, it's literally like an 18-year-old. Like, and I mean, I saw when I was like, it's crazy the response, like the difference in that sort of stuff, but it shows you like what you can be.
Yeah.
What's potential of a person. Cause it's like, like I said, for me, like background, like we would, you come into the Coast Guard, we take like a kid, like a
Yeah.
fucking child who knows nothing. And literally in 2 years, Like I'll drop the key. Like I'll have a fucking 20-year-old kid. I'll give him the keys to a fucking, like $15 million
Yeah.
fucking platform that goes
Right.
60 knots, fucking has a mounted machine gun on the front. And I'll say, you're in charge. A 20-year-old, like, see you later.
Yeah.
Like you're fully in charge of this
Yeah.
thing. You have absolute command. Nobody can challenge you. Like, and that's it. Like you go
Yeah.
out there, do the mission, like, but that's real. Like you can fucking do that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
At
Like,
20 years old.
yeah. Like but it just shows you like the, like potential of like
Yeah.
putting that sort of like, same thing, like putting stress on people, putting things like that. Like
Yeah.
you don't grow. You don't grow. You don't learn anything. If you just fucking sit there stagnant, like
Yeah. No
fucking
challenges.
yeah. Like it's good to fucking get beat up. It's good to fucking, suffer through shit.
We're Saiyans.
100%. Yeah. And there's no better bond than when you eat shit with somebody else or in a
Yeah.
game, something like that. Like
Oh, yeah.
when you get beat down, like these, I think that's something that games do a good, like big games do too, is like when it is that like slow drip
Yeah.
of like, it sucks good.
Yeah.
It really builds you up because like that grind, that low, like builds this like weird connection. Like the top, like for whatever reason, it's like getting fucking negged,
Yeah.
like we like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's what it does is that like it's the same thing. Like the very low
Yeah.
makes those very high highs.
Maybe you're
crazy.
like at those lows, like you're seeing the potential, like
Yeah.
that you could be. You're like,
Hey,
and,
you're gonna
like,
only
that's,
go
like
up.
what's drawing you in. You're like,
Yeah.
I can be better. I want to get better. Like
Yeah.
I gotta just keep going and
Yeah.
getting beat and getting
Yeah, and
beat.
it puts perspective on
Yeah.
things too. Like, like if fucking you can see the other side, you could see how good it could be and stuff. And like I said, I think, if you can touch a little bit on any of those fucking caveman, mechanics in a game, like I
Yeah.
said, if you can touch on the fucking,
Yeah.
things that are just hardwired into us,
Yeah.
like people like that shit. Like
Oh, yeah.
you just fucking, people like I said, people like to compete. People,
Build,
yeah.
beat,
yeah, people
figure
like,
out.
people like
Yeah.
to smoke pipes. If you could put pipes in video games,
Oh,
like
They need to make it so you can smoke in games. I
Yeah.
don't know why they haven't come out with that yet.
Red Dead.
Yeah. No, but like, like actually smoke your game.
Yeah.
Like maybe you attach an e-cigarette to
Yeah,
it.
it
and,
comes with a little
yeah.
fucking
Like it'd be part of like a augmented reality experience where you're smoking.
dude.
and-
VR shit is wild. The amount of videos I see when people put on a VR headset
Yeah.
and they run into a fucking wall is crazy to me.
Wait, really? I haven't seen that.
If you
That's
search
hilarious.
VR like crash, or people put on VR headsets and
Yeah.
become like fucking horses,
This is
like spooked
this,
horses.
This is like we all over again.
This is wild. People run full speed into walls,
What the fuck?
like destroy themselves.
Yeah.
Like, what happens
How-
in your
how does
brain?
that
Did you
happen?
forget that you put
Yeah.
on a fucking headset? Like, people go wild. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen hundreds of videos of like people destroying and like had to be seriously injured too.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people go through like glass pane fucking
Jesus
doors,
Christ.
destroy TVs.
Yeah.
I saw a lady the other day like run into her oven so hard that she shattered both panes of the glass on the oven.
Oh god.
Like that's how fast she was moving.
Yeah.
But like, what happened? You put on the headset and you fucking went.
Oh, I'm in Pokemon.
Yeah, like what happened? Like obviously they're playing some form of a horror game, I'd imagine, that scared
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess like I said, that's that fucking strong caveman brain
Yeah.
kicking in.
Maybe.
That person hasn't been.
I mean, it would have happened to me.
yeah,
but,
those people haven't been using their caveman brain enough that
Yeah.
they got
There
the
you go.
fight
Yeah,
or flight
they're not-
response and
they're
they
not
full on
exercised.
fucking they haven't squeezed that muscle in a bit
Yeah.
and they freak the fuck out. But
What are your thoughts on VR? Are you into it?
I've literally never put on a VR headset.
Yeah. It's
So I don't
okay.
even know what to experience with
pretty
it.
cool.
Maybe it is.
Beat Saber
Maybe
is
I
cool.
will fucking run into a
Yeah.
glass pane wall and fucking die. Like, I don't know.
Oops,
Like,
just ran into
yeah,
a
you
gun.
just I'll put it on. I'm talking all this shit.
There's
I'll
a
put
gun
one
in my
on, I'll
hand.
fucking run down the stairs and fucking break my neck. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But no, I've never actually tried it. I think it's interesting. Like I think there's some games that could be cool. I know Elite Dangerous, that
Oh, that
fucking
would be
space game I
crazy.
played, was
Yeah, that would
very
be
big
insane.
into it.
Yeah.
That I imagine could be like fucking dope.
I feel like that's different. Yeah, that would be fucking awesome.
Because like you had the full like Elite
Yeah.
Dangerous was an incredible game. I mean, it was like the fucking immersiveness of it, the the world and stuff. So like being able to put on a headset and be in that world, like
Yeah.
the cockpit and stuff in that game, like was just so good. And then PvP was fucking dope. You just could never find it. Are we still recording? No, none of that was recorded.
None of that was
Episode's
recorded.
over. This is the end of the podcast because we'll never do this again. But
That wouldn't end it. We just do it again right now.
yes, right now, take 4.
So with like challenges and stuff, I know I've mentioned and bragged to you about how I've beaten Cuphead,
That's true.
right? It's a really hard game.
Yeah.
So I was at work.
You wear your little badge around.
I
your
do.
little
I
Cuphead
wear my
badge.
Cuphead. I just randomly tell people, by the way, I beat Cuphead.
Hey, what's up? My name's Base Justice.
Base Justice.
I beat Cuphead.
Beater of Cuphead. But I have a coworker who's younger than me. Who's like the only person that's around my age, probably a generation under me still, at my work. And we were just chatting about gaming in the hallway. And I had to throw it in. I'm like, oh, by the way, I beat Cuphead. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember beating that. And I was like, oh, like fucking Death Note music playing. Dun, 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 dun. No, how could this be?
There's another. You have the note.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
that was
that's-
another really good one. It's just like like a challenge and
Yeah. Those slow drip games
Oh,
that
yeah.
like they don't give you too much, but they give you like just enough to make it
Yeah.
so that you want to keep doing it. That
yeah.
you feel that like good result of beating the game.
Yeah.
You feel
that game felt really good to beat.
yeah, like you feel like a tangible result of
Yeah.
something doing it. And I think, like I said, games that can capture that, that feeling of having that happen, like I don't know, like for me, like fucking, like launching up Pal World
Yeah.
has none of that.
No.
Not
you're
one of those
competing in that.
aspects.
I don't think it's like a difficult game at all.
Yeah, why are people playing it?
Yeah. They're trying to get that old itch of Pokemon.
Is it
But
though?
people
But
are stopping playing it.
I know, but that's what I
It's
think.
already
That's what I
slowing
think.
down.
That's an example of it. Like
Like they're
that
gonna
game
see.
has nothing.
Yeah.
When I opened, and I knew that in the first 30 seconds of playing the
Yeah.
game, I looked around, I fucking walked out, and I saw a little dude. Everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
beat
saw
up,
it.
I
Yeah.
beat up the AI guy." I'm like, "Why the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't fucking do like, oh, there's cool chickens that shoot." I'm like, "What? Why? Like,
Yeah.
why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing any of this? What is the point of this game?
Yeah.
Like, what will happen to me in this game? Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm gonna fucking pick up some fucking, like
Yeah.
seal things that can farm. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care. Like,
And
why?
especially like us, like we've thinking about like more single player like co-op survival games. Like we've played games that are obviously
7 Days to Die.
better than that. 7 Days to Die
Yeah.
is incredible. I don't know how far you got in Valheim. I know you didn't play that.
I got
much.
a decent. I got
But
decent
you-
far. I mean, that was great. I mean, I
And you
think
played
that
Lone Dark.
I played Long Dark.
Long Dark.
Long Dark is a fucking
Yeah.
great game.
Yeah.
Great
And
game,
that's
right?
like that's a single player game.
Yeah, but it has that. What it does is the slow drip of
Yeah.
challenge. Like
Yeah.
when you first start out, you just freeze to death.
But
Like,
Power World doesn't have any of that.
No,
It's really
but-
like for a lot of people, I think it's just hitting that. Yeah, this
I think
is
it was
like
just straight
Pokemon
member. I
Arc.
think it was just
Yeah.
straight member berries. Like it had the open world sort of thing, but
Yeah.
it just like that's it. Like it had what they wanted, but they
Yeah.
didn't. There's no there was nothing. It didn't seem like there's anything in the game. I saw people like farming better fucking pals or whatever the fuck, but
Yeah.
like why?
Yeah, why?
Like
Why?
why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Like that happens to me so many times. I open a game and I'll play for 30 minutes and I'll just think in my head like, why?
Why am I doing this?
Why am I playing this
I
game?
think I've played some games like that with you.
It's every game I play. I think that even when I'm enjoying a game, I still
Yeah.
think that. I think that happens with age though too, because you think like relative to other
Yeah.
things, you're like, why am I playing Tarkov?
Yeah.
Like why am I doing this? Like why am I sitting here playing this game? Like I could be
Yeah.
doing something else.
See, it's easy to not think about that when you're playing fighters the way I do, because I'm
You're
just
just
playing.
in a
I'm
vicious-
just hopping in a game, and then the match is done. I can look at a screen, and then
Yeah.
like I want to play another one, and it's really
But-
quick.
Yeah, like like I said, that like I think for me, the answer I have for that why in games like that, like a fighter and stuff,
Yeah.
is I'm itching that competitiveness in me.
Yeah.
Like and I know there's gonna be people who are like, well, I'm not competitive. It's like, no, you're just a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Like that's what losers say.
Yeah.
Like you're competitive. Every fucking person is competitive.
Yeah.
There's no chance you're here.
Yeah.
You exist. That means that your fucking your gene line
You have
competed.
to beat another one.
Yes, you exist because of your
From an amoeba.
Yes, your ancestors fought to exist.
Billions of
Yes,
years.
now you're the
Billions
product of
of
that.
years.
Don't fucking tell me you're not competitive. You are. You're a human. Like you're an animal. At the end of the day, like we fought to exist.
Yeah.
Fucking
All of your ancestors.
Yes, every single you are the product of fucking horrible. You don't understand what had to happen for you to live right now in your little fucking fluffy world. So when you hear people say that, I'm like, no, you're just a fucking loser. Like you're the end. hopefully, it ends with you.
Yeah.
Like we can
Oh,
end
yeah.
your gene line.
Well, yeah,
now.
definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
fucking,
people.
I'll absorb your
It's like, how
time.
did you?
Let me put
but
my
we
hand
we
on
have
your
made it
forehead.
easier.
Yeah, I guess.
We could. Yeah. That could be a whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Um,
like I said. That'll be my one day. I'll have that superpower. Like I'm not competitive. And like I said, I'll just put my hand on their head and I'll just suck the time out of their body, and their carcass will fall to the ground, and I will gain plus 70 years. I'm like, thank you.
Give me your
Thank
soul.
you, thank you, non-competitor. Like give me that. But yeah. So no, I think games that do that, that's what you need. Like having, and I think having that idea when you're building a game.
Yeah.
I know we've tried to make a lot of games and stuff, or had fucking.
We've made a game.
We made a fucking
game. It was a good
all
game.
three. Yeah,
It was a good game. It
I think
was
I think one day we should go back to that.
We will. We
yeah.
will. We'll streamline it and simplify it.
Yes, but I think like having the perfect recipe.
Yeah.
It's having that skeleton set up.
Yeah.
Like having a game that has a slow drip of challenge. Where you're not able to beat it very easily, but it's not like just smashing you. Like where you don't want to enjoy it. It's just a fucking like, oh, you got to do this for 12 hours and that's how you beat it. It's like, well, that's not fun. I don't want a fucking time basis on this. I want it to be skill based.
Yeah.
I want it to be, challenging where it's not some sort of fucking memory game. I want it to be like dynamic. I don't want to watch a fucking guide where I can just instantly do it. Like I want to just replicate what somebody else did.
So not the same thing every time.
Yeah, like that's like Dark Souls. I loved Dark Souls, but I loved it for the PvP. People love the Dark Souls combat. I fucking cannot stand
Oh,
it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so easy to scam.
Yeah.
I can literally watch one fight of a boss and I will beat it.
Well, you watch speedrunning.
Yeah.
For that, and that ruined it for you.
It did, but you mean even a normal boss? It's all I have to do is watch what the boss did one time, and I'm like, okay, cool, I know what the boss does now. Like why you're just challenging me to do it twice? You're just wasting my time.
Just playing Simon Says.
Yeah, I'm just like fucking okay. When he glows blue, he fucking shoots a can. It's like, all right, cool. Like I got to remember that next time. Like that shit is not fun to me.
Yeah.
I think having something that's dynamic, that makes you think on the spot like a fighter does.
Yeah.
That having that idea in a game, having some form of competition in a game doesn't have. I mean, like I said, I'm very particular to being at PvP.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I'm not your only player. There's other people who want to do, but still having a way to show that you're better than other people or show that you've
So
done
also
more.
like a social experience to it.
Yeah. I honestly, like I know single player games so many people still like them. The way online is now and gaming communities, like every game should have a multiplayer function.
Yeah.
Like they're stop putting out single player games. Like just put a co-op function. It puts something in there.
Every game would be better with co-op.
There's never
Every
a
single
game. Yeah, I've never played a game in my entire life that I'm like, I'm glad I can't play this. with somebody
Glad
else.
I'm playing this alone.
Yeah, like I've never done that. Even fucking like Long Dark. Like I love that game. One of the main things, one of the biggest things that revitalize it right now is someone put out a multiplayer mod.
Really?
Yeah, but like games like there is no game that like you enjoy more. That you're like, I wish I'm really happy that nobody can see what I've done. I'm really happy I beat fucking, like Metro 2044 on Stalker difficulty.
Yeah.
And it's just in my fucking Steam library now.
I
Like,
guess I
wouldn't it
beat
have been
it.
cool to have your buddy there to show him that you fucking killed the monster with one bullet and a fucking half a gas mask? And like, wouldn't that be more fun?
That
Like,
would be way cooler.
yes, like that's
Damn,
why.
that's the game I want. I want Metro co-op.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but that's, I think having that idea in a game, having the understanding that, like we're fucking, people are social, like whether or not it's social in the fact that they just want to be better or they want to show, but people want to, show what they've done. They want to have, tangible results. They want to have a fucking progression system that makes it fun. And then also, having an understanding of what you want time-wise out of a game.
Yeah.
I think that makes it very easy. If you understood that your game was only designed for 50 hours versus having, if you had an idea, if you were like, I got to fill up 50 hours with good content, you will pack that with 50 hours versus fucking infinity sign.
Yeah.
It's like, well, where the fuck do I put the content? Like, I guess I'll just fucking slap shit all over the place. But if you have a roadmap set up of what you want out of the game, I feel like that'd be so much more simple for a developer to be like, this is what I expect. This is fucking, like Baldur's Gate Act 1.
Yeah.
That's super simple to fucking put out there and be like, this Act 1, this is going to be fucking dope. All this shit's going to happen here.
Yeah.
It's going to go this way. Like this is, in Baldur's Gate, I'm almost positive they put out timelines for what they thought. I remember reading a thing saying like, we anticipate Act 1 will take you, X hours or whatever. And Act 2 will take 30 seconds because it's not completed.
I haven't gotten out of Act 1 yet.
I don't know if it's finished now, but
Yeah.
I know when it came out, it was only an Act 1 game, but it was Act 1 was so long and good that nobody knew. So it wasn't until you got to the end of the game, like, wait, the game just ends. It just goes like, there's no, it's like fucking Game of Thrones, like you could tell they ran out of money or time, like, but I don't know. Like I said, I think it's easy to say all that stuff too.
Of course. Well, we got to try it maybe. I mean, we have tried it, but I'm sure we will one day get back into it and be like, we
I
actually do want to put something together.
Yeah, like I'm a piece of shit and I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I'd like to tell other people what to
Yeah.
do.
Make this game.
Yeah, like I said, but that's my same basis of like just hire a fucking
Yeah,
summit,
there you
get
go.
a dude who understands games, you
Yeah.
know, like who fucking knows what people
The
want.
ultimate
You know?
playtester.
Yeah, just a fucking have a team of people who are educated on this stuff. Educated, I guess. Fucking
Yeah.
wasted thousands of hours of their life is what I mean. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I think it's easier to fucking talk about it.
Yeah. I mean,
But, is that it?
I don't know.
Do we want to end on our gem,
Oh shit.
our gaming gem?
We have some gaming gems on the list too. What is your what's your gaming gem?
Guns of Icarus.
Oh god, dude, that was gonna be my
I
answer.
figured yeah.
So that's definitely like a game that it's a dead game. I saw this thread on Reddit. But dead games that didn't deserve to die. 100% Guns of Icarus is like
I don't even. Why did it die?
it was never alive. I don't think.
I
Like
don't, is that it? That's what I was going to
like
say.
when
That's what
we
I was
would
thinking.
play, like it would always be free weekends, so there'd be like maybe 200 people online.
Yeah.
I remember like going on and we would like
What
join
else was
these
out
lobbies.
then? What killed it? That's usually what it is. There's usually a fucking larger animal.
I mean, there
in
was
the-
Daisy out at this at that time.
Yeah, I guess that was like Daisy standalone was coming
Yeah,
out.
Daisy standalone.
Fucking
but-
Fortnite.
Was
it Fortnite?
No.
I just blame everything
No.
on Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our Guns of Icarus days was like 2015, 2016.
Was it PUBG?
Oh yeah, probably PUBG.
I bet you
yeah.
PUBG murdered everything.
Yeah.
PUBG was a fucking behemoth. I mean, PUBG
Yeah.
was an incredible game.
It was just an
fucking loved
atomic
playing.
bomb, like
Yes.
where everyone just was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
you
guess I'm
should,
playing
every
PUBG
single
now."
person when PUBG dropped
Yeah.
should have just packed up their game
Yeah.
and waited 5 years. You would have been way better off. Just fucking
Yeah.
pack it up.
Yeah, done.
Try again, and then, like they got it right now. There's
Yeah.
fucking 3 million concurrent players. There's nobody else left. That's the gaming world.
Yeah.
They're all playing PUBG. Like.
Yeah,
But
that's really funny that you say that because I was listening to like a podcast. This guy Matt Colville, he like teaches me everything I know about DMing and Dungeons and Dragons, and he was talking about World of Warcraft and like Dungeons and Dragons and all these like RPG games. When World of Warcraft came out, it was just like a bomb on the industry. Like as soon as someone tried World of Warcraft, they were just gone from the market.
Yeah.
They weren't playing anything
Yeah,
else.
they just
Everything
take
that
it.
they were doing, it was I'm going to play World of
yeah,
Warcraft.
why would I play anything else?
Yeah.
I have what I want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
finally, it's here.
like this is it.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Guns of Icarus though, like dude, that was so much fun. Dude, they had such a
Oh my god.
like just the fucking the
I just love
mechanics, like the
piloting,
different,
yeah.
the different like having the same game
Yeah.
that I'm talking about, different roles.
Yeah. Oh, I
fucking-
love roles like that.
Yep,
like
it had a good
like having a crew,
competitiveness.
like a good game. Like I think I would love to see like a game like that and have like chivalry combat. That would be the
dope.
perfect game.
Well, I mean, now they have all the fucking pirate attempts at it.
Yeah. But like I feel like what was it, Black Wake?
Well,
that-
honestly, I would say the closest you're gonna get to, somewhat similar to
Yeah.
Guns of Icarus is just Sea of Thieves.
I know.
And it's not as good, but you can still have some good Sea of Thieves combat. Like I never played Sea of Thieves for like the fucking digging up treasure
Yeah.
chests and shit. I just like to fight,
Okay.
but it was fun. Like having
should try
somebody who
that.
was fucking good on cannons,
Yeah.
having a good fucking pilot, and you have an engineer. You have a
Okay.
person who is either like your jumper
Okay.
/ like fucking damage control.
Okay. They're
So,
like going
they-
around patching up holes.
Yeah, and they shoot themselves over to the other ship.
Okay. Ooh.
So they either if they're not on the other ship fucking
Yeah.
them up like sword fight, like fighting like
Yeah.
FPS fighting them,
Yeah.
they're back on your ship fixing it.
That sounds pretty
So
cool.
they kind of go
actually.
back and forth,
Yeah.
so they're like a flex position. But yeah, I think that's as close as you get. But yeah, fucking Guns of Icarus, dude, that was such a fun
It was
game.
amazing.
But
We would shit on people in that game.
yeah, we were
I don't know if you remember?
the USS Cancer.
Oh yeah, that was
That
us.
was our fucking ship.
That was
name.
our ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Maybe we're the
who
reason
fuck
it
are
was.
these
Maybe
guys?
it's the reason it's dead. Is that
We
the
killed
game
it.
we killed?
Oh shit,
We
it
were
was like
toxic
it
as
was a
fuck.
positive game. Like I feel like that's just steampunk games, anyways. Steampunk games are like like the kind of like weirdos.
Yeah,
that are,
yeah.
you
It
know,
definitely was steampunk.
optimistic.
Yeah,
and
they were not
Yeah.
probably not looking for as competitive
Yeah.
as we were.
We're like, we
not
are gonna
fucking around.
compete.
Yeah, we were. 100, that was like full try hard.
Yeah.
Every single match, like we want to smash everyone.
Dude, that game was so good. God.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's my gem. Also,
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
can't
I
do
can-
too many gems. We'll run out. We're
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
We
I'm
only
saving
have, like,
one for
fucking-
next week.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
how'd you think the format went?
I think it was pretty good. I think
was pretty
we.
good,
I mean,
yeah.
I think we still talk about just random bullshit for
Yeah.
the majority of the time. But
No, I think we stuck to it pretty well. I thought that was
yeah,
pretty
there's
cool to have a structure to
yeah,
it.
we said it.
Yeah.
We talked about it, so that means
Yeah.
it happened, right?
Why we game?
Yeah. Yeah,
Why do we game? I
We-
still don't know.
No one cares why we game and a gaming gem.
We can't do anything else.
Yeah, that's
That's the
true.
real reason.
But yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a podcast, right?
Yeah, that is a podcast.
That is
Another
a
one in the
podcast.
books.
Yeah,
Is this a podcast?
potentially
I feel really good about it being out.
it exists.
But I guess maybe we should ask people to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube.
we should make
or-
a Discord too.
Oh, we should have a Discord
Yeah.
and join
Maybe
our
by
Discord.
the time this comes out,
It'll
a
be-
Discord will exist.
It'll be in the description below on
Yes,
YouTube.
Yes.
And on Spotify if you're listening from there. But please give us a follow, share with your friends, let us know what you think. And bye forever.
Yeah. Goodbye forever.
Go fuck yourselves.
You didn't say you make sure to like, subscribe, and go.